Hello and good afternoon. My name is Kyerematen of Ghana Diaspora Public Affairs Collective. It's actually rather poetic that we gather here to celebrate the submission at the U.S. House of Representatives, the Congressional Ghana Caucus. If you aren't aware, today is Kwame Nkrumah Day. It's a holiday in Ghana, West Africa. And even Ghana's Trade and Industry Minister, Kyerematen, who studied at the University of Minnesota in the law school. These folks are symbolic of what we celebrate today, which is a long-standing U.S.-Ghana relationship.
Hello, and thank you everyone for being here today. We really took time to think about who would be the best members of Congress to help lead the charge. And there was no better person than Congresswoman Gwen Moore. She is a leader, she is well respected, and she understands the importance of U.S.-Ghana relations. And I also have to give her credit for putting in the congressional record this year, recognizing Ghana's independence March 6th. She issued a proclamation that's in the congressional record, so it's a part of history forever. So Congresswoman Gwen Moore, thank you, and we turn to
Thank you so very much, Kim, and thank you, Ajwa. But to really focus on the point that Ghana was the first colonial country to win its independence.
Amen.
From colonialism, and really sort of set the stage and put the marker down for the importance of being able to do that. And they did it at great expense to themselves as one of the most important and successful African countries in the world.
That's right.
And you've heard Ajwa talk about all of the assets. So it is really time to really promote a much more stable trade relation, student exchange program and relation, and to really recognize that 20% of the so-called African population, black population in the United States is Ghanaian.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, the very first African I ever met in my life were Ghanaians.
Oh, really?
Dr. Mensah, Dr. and Mrs. Mensah, late great Dr. And they taught us so much. And what they taught us more than anything was pride and love of ourselves and our people.
I'm very happy to share with you a statement on the launch of the Congressional Ghana Caucus by the Honorable Barbara Lee. I welcome the creation of the Congressional Ghana Caucus, and I applaud my friends and fellow members of Congress, Gwen Moore, Sarah Jacobs, Sheila Jackson Lee, for this effort to strengthen U.S. relations with Ghana. As a strong and inclusive democracy with growing prosperity, Ghana continues to show its leadership in Africa and around the world. I look forward to working with the Congressional Ghana Caucus to further deepen the ties that link America and Ghana. And that's from Congresswoman Barbara Lee from California.
I have the honor of introducing our special guest, Honorable Kyerematen, Republic of Ghana's Trade and Industry Minister.
Congresswoman Gwen Moore.
Easier to say than your name.
And let me also, even in their absence, acknowledge them, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and also Barbara Lee. Let me start first by extending my very profound gratitude to the leadership of the U.S.-Ghana PAC for inviting me to join you in this very important event. The first landmark legislation on Africa was only in 2000 when AGUA was enacted.
Yes.
And in this regard, I would like to propose three things. First is about U.S. support for infrastructure development. The second component of this strategic relationship, I believe, must be stimulating investment flows from the United States to Africa. And of course, the last is to continue with our trade agenda. Now, between these three things that I've talked about, we use this Congressional Ghana Caucus to show the way for a new strategic relationship between the United States and Africa. Long live the United States of America, long live Ghana, long live Africa. Thank you.
At this point, we will ceremoniously sign the letter to the House administration at the U.S. House of Representatives. Congresswoman, you add your signature. Perfect.
I wish this were a check for $1 trillion.
Thank you so much. And we are at the closing of this press conference. We thank you all for joining us.